Greetings and welcome. This is the Cell Guru Show. My name is Rajiv Makhni and boy do I have an incredible show for you. What to expect at Apple WWDC. Juhi Chawla is on the show. Well, not exactly. I mean, she's basically talking about how 5G is absolutely going to totally ruin the world environment, us human beings. So let's talk a little bit about what she said, because she's actually brought this entire 5G to the forefront. So is it actually harmful? Why are people so scared about 5G? I mean, this kind of scare wasn't there for 2G, 3G, and not even for 4G. Why 5G? Then we'll talk about smartphone security features in our QUALCOMM special segment, and then the best gaming phones in different price segments. We're doing it all under 20K, under 30K, and then price no bar. And we've got it all. So many different phones all happening on the show today. Let's get started with today's show. So let's get started with our top story. This is Apple's WWDC 2021 starting from June 7th. And every year we try and predict what they're really going to announce out there. Usually hardware is not their main reason. So we're predicting iOS 15, iPad OS 15, Mac OS, TV OS, Watch OS 8, all major upgrades, and maybe new MacBook Pros.
Apple's WWDC Developer Conference is around the corner and the excitement is palpable. One of the biggest events every year for Apple fans, the annual Worldwide Developers Conference is expected to bring several announcements even in its virtual avatar. Scheduled from 7th to 11th June, a short WWDC reveal is expected to be iOS 15 and iPad OS 15. Reports suggest that iOS 15 is set to bring a significant overhaul to mobile software. The upgraded software could include new ways for users to handle notifications, an updated lock screen, and additional privacy protections for flagship devices. We also expect to see iPad OS 15 bringing a major revamp to the home screen of iPads. Since it's a big software event, upgrades to Mac OS, Watch OS, and TV OS is also on the cards. However, like previous years, Apple might introduce a slew of hardware updates. Rumors have it that Apple may launch a new MacBook Pro and Mac Mini at the June 7 keynote. Finally, the AirPods received no update in 2020, and WWDC 2021 would be the perfect time to introduce a redesigned model.
And now let's move on to our top story. And the reason we're talking about 5G right now, even though it's still around the corner, is that a lot of people have now been asking us what exactly is going on. A lot of celebrities, a lot of people abroad and now here in India have started saying how 5G specifically, and a lot of things to do with 5G, from the towers to the frequency to the radiation to the 5G phones coming very close to you. Lots and lots of conversation around how 5G is going to be very bad, irreparable harm to your health and to the environment and to the world, a kind of harm and kind of damage that is not going to be reversed at all. But the main question that comes up is, why such a euphoria around all the negatives of 5G? Why is it so much about 5G? Right in the beginning when mobiles came around, people spoke about the fact that, this could be cancerous for you, this is very bad for your ear, for your brain. And then we moved on to a little bit of scare around 2G, then a little 3G, a little bit 4G. But with 5G, it's gone absolutely haywire, from, people destroying towers, saying that, this is why COVID-19 has come in, to talk about these new frequencies that have never been used before, to talk about radiation, to talk about the fact that the phones that are on 5G, when they come close to the human body, it's going to be a lot of problem. Why is there a scare around 5G so much?
Let's start with the most important question. How is 5G different from 4G, 3G or existing networks? If 3G and 4G did not destroy the world or humans, then why is there such panic around 5G? Is it dramatically different? All mobile networks make use of radio waves. However, there is a limit to how much data can be carried on radio waves. Every year, data traffic requirements are growing by over 60%, and with more people connecting to 4G networks, it brings down overall speeds. That's the prime reason why the technology companies started researching 5G, which is able to offer higher speeds using less energy. 5G operates at a higher frequency than 3G or 4G. Those networks work at frequencies between about 1 to 6 GHz, while 5G sits closer to the millimeter wave bands between 24 GHz to 100 GHz. However, 3G and 4G devices use more watts of power compared to a 5G device. Devices operating on 4G networks radiate more energy than those on a 5G network. Yes, 5G operates on higher frequencies than that of 4G, and people who don't understand this subject have given birth to wild conspiracies. Even more importantly, the use of these frequencies is not new. They have been used for many years for radio services, point-to-point links, satellite earth stations, astronomy and military usage. It is true though that it hasn't been used for widespread usage like telecommunications. Let's address the concern about these new frequencies causing human cell damage. 5G does not operate anywhere close to the frequencies and power needed to cause cell damage. The 5G spectrum comes under non-ionizing radiation, which is considered safe for humans. The biggest concern about 5G's impact on health are about its cell towers having a different architecture than 3G and 4G. 5G base station can be smaller than a backpack, placed anywhere, such as on top of light poles, street lights and rooftops. That means 5G stations will be located nearer to humans and parks and schools. The biggest concern about 5G's impact on health are about it. This is because 5G millimeter networks require cell antennas to be located closer together, thus more panic. But because these are much smaller base stations, they don't need to transmit as much power as current cell towers. Going further, the cell phone in your pocket broadcasts a high energy signal as well. And as studies have already shown, there is no proven link between mobile phone usage and cancer. Another major concern that people thought that COVID-19 virus originated from 5G network towers. The current situation has proven that COVID-19 has spread more in countries where no 5G towers are in operation. We are not saying that new frequencies, millimeter wave, closer-packed cell phone towers and other new add-ons due to 5G networks pose zero risk. All technology carries some risk, including your Wi-Fi router, your cordless phone as well as your microwave oven. Thus, with 5G coming, there will be new learnings. It's just that the current wave of panic and the strange stories being told are unfounded. Let's hope that the very important debate of 5G safety can be had with real science as its backbone rather than wild conspiracy theories.
And now let's move on to our very special segment, our QUALCOMM segment. We're going to talk about smartphones and their security features. Now today I'm going to start by asking all of you a question. What's your debit card number? Or can you tell me your CVV? You know, surely you're not going to tell me all these details, right? Because that's sensitive, personal, really critical information and data that you don't want to reveal to anybody. Do you know what? Your phone already knows it. Your phone knows your card number, its expiration date, all the other sensitive data that you're always trying to hide from the world, always trying to keep it very, very private. Now look, our smartphones have replaced a lot of things like cameras, our alarm clocks, calculators, so much. I mean, at last count, maybe about 100 things. And now they're also eliminating the need for carrying around any kind of cards or even cash. How you are? Simple. We're now using our phones to make digital payments. All those online wallets, UPI apps that we keep on our smartphones, you know, they've basically made our plastic money or hard cash pretty much completely and totally redundant. Now, the first wave of cashless and digital transactions was fueled by demonetization. Wallet apps were hailed as saviors by the people at that time. Then COVID-19, the pandemic came, where we were even afraid to even touch cash or to give our credit card out and someone else would touch it. And we were forced to start using digital transactions as the only way to pay for anything. Online payments have now become so common that now when we actually go to a shop or somewhere and that person isn't equipped to receive UPI or digital wallet payments, we are first shocked, then we have to scramble around for cash to pay off our dues. Now, reports show that in 2020 alone, Indians made about 25.5 billion online transactions. Now, whether it was to pay for things like auto fare or buying a pack of masks online or just ordering food, we all now prefer paying using digital transaction methods But while we continue to replace cash with our phones, we also really need to remember this, that there needs to be a secure infrastructure on our phones to protect all that data. As I said before, you're not too comfortable telling me your debit card details, right? And you shouldn't be, but you did enter all of that into your phone and regularly use it to shop or to pay. So don't you think your phone needs to have all the right things to protect your data? And it's not just the payments. You have so many other details on your phone, right from your own biometric data, your fingerprint, face, iris related data, photos, contacts, documents, passwords, and lots more critical information. I mean, think about it. What all do you have in your phone right now? Now here's a little dilemma for you. Should you check that your phone keeps your data safe, or should you just turn a blind eye and say, it's okay, I'm sure it's okay, I believe my data should be more or less safe? If you belong to the second category, here's a reality check for you. In 2020, there were more real-time online payment scams than ever before. Now let's talk about the first category of people. Now, naturally, we would want to check that our phone keeps our data safe, and we want the highest level of security features in our phones to secure our data. So we use the safety features on our phones like the fingerprint scanner to authenticate all our payments. But did you know that not all fingerprint scanners are actually accurate? A lot of phones today have 2D scanners that just take a photo of your fingerprint and give access. So in theory, if you use a really high quality, high resolution image of a fingerprint, you can technically fool the scanner and enter the phone. Now, whereas there is nothing like foolproof security. And this is where Qualcomm technology steps in. They have an entire security suite built in within the Qualcomm Secure Processing Unit, SPU, which gives smartphones that extra edge they need if ever there is a big threat. The Secure Processing Unit includes heavy-duty protection for your smartphone. So if ever there is some kind of a cyber war out there, some hackers are trying to crack in, the SPU will make sure your smartphone behaves like an armored tank that nobody can or wants to mess with. Qualcomm Technologies also introduced the Qualcomm 3D sonic sensor, which is one of the most secure fingerprint sensors on any smartphone, because it doesn't just depend on a 2D image. As the name suggests, the Qualcomm 3D sonic scanner scans the pores of a user's finger for a very deeply accurate 3D image. As compared to the usual optical scanner, the 3D sonic scanner uses sound waves rather than light that reflect the unique features of an individual's fingerprints. There is anti-spoofing technology also built in as well, which means that neither a high-quality photograph nor a fake mold or a 3D mold of your finger can actually access your phone or open it up. Now, with these kinds of security features in place, your phone is all but certain to withstand many attacks that come its way. So today we're going to do something very, very different. We're going to go out to all of you to find out exactly what you think of the security, all that data and information you have in there, and what do you prefer as your unlock method? How do you know your smartphone data is actually secure?
My digital payment usage has definitely increased. On an average, I use it like every alternative day.
Is that I use it on an average of 2 to 3 times a week at least.
I do adhere to standard safety practices, like not opening like unknown links and all, but I don't use an antivirus, so I can't really say whether it's safe or not.
I hope it is, and I take every measure to make sure it is, but you can never be too sure with technology nowadays.
The security of my smartphone is the most important thing because all of my sensitive information is stored in it.
I'd say it is utterly important because smartphones nowadays contain sensitive information like passwords, access to email, access to social media sites.
The safety feature that I look for would be a fingerprint scanner. I prefer it over facial recognition technology.
A smartphone must have a strong biometrics, whether it be fingerprint or iris scanning or 3D face recognition.
Okay, let's hear a little bit more from QUALCOMM Technologies and how these features keep your phone safe from malware and cyber attacks and hackers and everything else. All those crazy nightmare stories we hear all the time. I'm going to speak to Sarita Sivapuram, Senior Director, Product Management, QUALCOMM. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. Welcome. Now, what kind of apps or particular things actually require security?
Hi Rajiv. That's a very good question. These days, almost everyone has a smartphone that they use for working, for connecting with friends, for entertainment, or for payments. We often overlook the fact that these apps use and store the data that we feed into it. So every application on your smartphone requires security. Whether it is a keyboard, a camera, a music streaming app, or video content.
How can Snapdragon secure all these experiences where you really need your data and everything else to be very, very private?
Snapdragon has technologies that enhance gaming, photography, and the overall 5G experience. It also has technologies dedicated to security. Snapdragon has a secure processing unit to ensure the sensitive information on the device is protected with cryptographic keys stored in hardware. Security technologies on the chip ensure that the data captured by cameras, fingerprint readers, and other applications are secure, private, and never leave the smartphone. We also have a set of cloud-based services that help in assessing smartphones' trustworthiness. We call them QUALCOMM Wireless Edge services. These services allow apps and services to track and assess the security state of a device in real time and ensure the device health is not compromised. For example, the payment processing service authorizing the payment transaction can check the security state of a device before accepting the payment transactions originating from that device.
Now the Snapdragon 888 processor is the flagship. What are the new security technologies in it and what new experiences will it enable?
Snapdragon 888 features a new security feature called QUALCOMM HYPERVISOR. This is a feature that was previously only popular on desktops, mostly used for running multiple operating systems in their own isolated secure spaces. Snapdragon 888 brings this technology to smartphones for the first time to enable new user experiences. Like desktop computing, QUALCOMM's HYPERVISOR can enable many instances of the same operating system on smartphones and switch between them instantly. QUALCOMM's HYPERVISOR provides isolation within the hardware, preserving the security and privacy of each environment.
Last question, how can security enhance the camera experience?
We're entering a new world with AI-powered tools where it's easy to create deepfakes. It's difficult to know if a photo is authentic. So we're enabling a new framework that lets users know that what they're looking at is truly a photo captured by a camera. For this, we're collaborating with TruePic. TruePic harnesses our security technologies to create a security seal around photos captured by the camera.
Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you come back again. Let's take a quick break right now. On the show, when we come back, lots more happening. Welcome back to the Cell Guru Show, and I'm going to talk to you now about Redmi Note 10 Pro, Max and POCO X3. We have the Asus ROG 5 and the OnePlus 9 Pro.
In India, the gaming smartphone industry is one of the biggest in the world, where 90% users play on smartphones. Nowadays, there are a plethora of gaming devices in various price segments with different features, but which one do we choose? We know it can be confusing for some, but no worries, we're simplifying it by giving you the best options under different price ranges. So let's dig in, shall we? For users in the sub 20,000 category, there are a few options and they are good ones. The Redmi 10 Pro Max and the POCO X3 Pro are our top picks. Starting with the Redmi, its 6.67-inch Super AMOLED display is the best in the business with a peak brightness of 1200 nits. At its heart, it comes with a Snapdragon 732G with 6 or 8 GB of RAM and UFS 2.2 storage. It also features a 120Hz refresh rate that helps bump frame rates and make the gaming experience delightful. The POCO X3 Pro is yet another bang for your buck. It features a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus display with a 120Hz refresh rate. But the best part is it comes with the Snapdragon 860 processor with 6 or 8 GB RAM and fast UFS 3.1 storage. What this translates into is the best mobile gaming experience that you can enjoy in this price range. Now moving up the price range. Our top picks under 30,000 would be the Mi 11X and the OnePlus Nord. The Mi 11X comes packed with a Snapdragon 870 chipset with 6 or 8 GB RAM and fast UFS 3.1 storage. This may not be a flagship level SoC, but it is still a powerhouse. The gaming experience is top-notch and looks gorgeous too on its 6.67-inch AMOLED display that also supports a 120Hz fast refresh rate. Coming to the OnePlus Nord, the device features a Snapdragon 765G with up to 12 GB of RAM. The 7 series of processors may not be on the top shelf, but it won't leave you wanting for more either. Games look excellent on this 90Hz fluid AMOLED panel with punchy colors. Now moving to the top tier, and for users, if price is no bar, we recommend the Asus ROG 5 and OnePlus 9 Pro. Asus was the first one to introduce gaming-focused smartphones in India back in 2018 with the ROG series, and now with the latest ROG 5, it is nothing short of an absolute beast. Powered by the flagship Snapdragon 888 chipset with 8 or 12 GB of RAM, you can also take advantage of a host of gaming features like air triggers and motion gestures which enhance your gaming experience. There are a list of accessories as well, such as Aeroactive Cooler for better heat dissipation and the ROG Gamepad to enhance the gaming experience. The Asus ROG 5 is priced at 49,999 rupees. There is an Ultimate Edition as well that comes with a single RAM option of 18 GB. The Asus ROG 5 Ultimate Edition is priced at 79,999 rupees and will be coming to India very soon. OnePlus 9 Pro comes with the Snapdragon 888 processor with up to 12 GB of RAM and fast UFS 3.1 storage. It pumps out great frame rates in demanding games, and with the addition of that fluid 120Hz refresh display, the experience is absolutely incredible. The OnePlus 9 Pro is a perfect example for a user who wants good gaming performance with a stock Android UI. OnePlus 9 Pro is priced at 64,999 rupees.
That then was the Sale Guru Show for this week. Lots of amazing stuff coming up next week.